This is where the story really starts. This is the beginning of the Salem witch trials, ground zero.
The shocking events that happened here 300 years ago lit the flame that began the witch crisis. The Puritans had arrived a generation earlier in 1626, seeking to build a pure Christian utopia in the New World. The immigrants found themselves in a frightening and often hostile land.
These are people who advertise themselves as a flock in the wilderness, and they very much are. They're on the edge of a frontier, and the dark is really palpable.
When Samuel Parris arrives as the new minister, Salem Village is anything but a Puritan utopia. It is filled with refugees from a long-running Indian war, and property disputes pit neighbor against neighbor. Parris preaches that the devil is responsible for Salem's trouble.
Stand against the wiles of the devil.
For the women who share his home, his wife, 9-year-old daughter, 11-year-old niece, and Indian slave Tituba, the devil waits in every corner.
Imagine these young girls. They have their father, Samuel Parris, storming around the parsonage, up in his study, writing these fire and brimstone sermons saying, God is terribly angry. Satan has been let loose in our country. Repent, for your soul burns in eternity in hell. This is scary stuff for a 9-year-old, right?
In January, the young girls begin to act strangely and complain of agonizing pains.
They say that they're being bitten and choked. They're convulsing in various ways. Their bodies are pretzeling into different postures. One of them runs into a fireplace. They will shriek, and they will not be able to stop the shrieking.
For Reverend Parris and the other ministers in the colony, there is an obvious diagnosis: witchcraft. Tens of thousands of suspected witches had been executed in medieval Europe.
The big problem in the 17th century is that witches are real. Everyone believes in witches. Ministers, university professors know that they exist.
The first ominous proof of a witch infestation in Salem now comes from Parris's own slave. For reasons we'll never know, Tituba admits to being the devil's agent and casting a spell on the girls in Parris's home.
It will be her confession that will really make the crisis take off, because once she says, I am practicing witchcraft, it's very hard for anyone to deny the existence of it in the community.
What actually started all this was inside this parsonage.
It's right here that Tituba says that she's first accosted by Satan, who forces her to afflict the girls.
The stage has been set for a plague of witchcraft unlike anything the New World had ever seen.